Hello and welcome back to the channel. There was a request put in for me to talk about Willow Smith and the fact that she is polyamorous. For those of you who don't know what polyamory is, I'm going to give you the definition of what it actually means. It's quite different than polygamy. Okay, polyamory is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the informed consent of all parties involved. So this is basically everyone coming together with intimacy with more than one partner, but everyone consents on it. Polygamy, of course, is a little different. This is marriage between one man and several women. Okay, and there's a lot of confusion. Polygamy, polygyny, I really don't care. All I know is these are people stacking up. Okay, stacking up and shacking up, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Anyway, we're going to be talking about polyamory in this video, and the fact that Willow Smith, who is 20 years old, has basically revealed that that's what she is. Anyway, I'm going to roll this short clip from the segment where she's speaking about this, and I will be right back.
Willow and her polyamory explorations.
Yeah.
I love it.
God.
Do you believe in monogamy? Being with one person romantically and sexually till death do us part, honey. For many younger people, like Willow, the answer is no. Instead, they are choosing polyamory, which means having multiple emotional and romantic partners at the same time. This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you, and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind?
Yeah.
Also, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity.
Yeah.
For somebody like me, it feels like it's really all just centered around
I mean, I'll give
sex.
you an example. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is.
Right.
Are you gonna be the person to say, you know, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I actually was interested in poly, because I was introduced to it through kind of a non-sexual lens.
Right.
Okay.
In my friend group, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least sex out of all of my friends. So how did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions are clear. You know what I mean?
To everyone
Yeah.
involved,
To
and to
everyone.
yourself.
Really more to yourself
Self.
than anything,
Yeah.
right? And I know that there's a lot of beauty that sits outside of the conventional boxes.
Let's not negate just the simple, because there are people that still enjoy marriage as it is today.
100%.
Yes.
I happen to enjoy being married, even though I've been married several
that's a
times,
beautiful
and I've
thing.
been through.
We don't want
nothing
to.
wrong with
this
that.
isn't about changing a paradigm that works for people.
Exactly.
This isn't about that.
It's about being able to have the freedom to create a
Okay.
relationship
Well,
for
then
yourself.
I'm good then.
It's almost like you're born, you go to school, you go to college, you get,
married,
you have,
you have
kids, you have
kids.
to pick a fence. But a lot of people have done that and felt unfulfilled in their lives.
Right.
Okay, basically you have heard it straight from the horse's mouth, how she feels about this, why she practices this, and how her mom feels about it, how her grandmother feels about it. Of course, there was nothing mentioned about how her dad feels about it, but what we are dealing with in this world, and my focus is not going to be just on them, okay? I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how people who are polyamorous think, Okay, it's like this. They call it love. Okay, but my focus is going to be on all of these different sexual things that are going on in the world today. All of this stuff was prophesied. There is nothing new under the sun. And of course, people, especially when they're celebrities, they're looked at as some type of authority on how other people should think too. So let me tell you what's going to end up happening. Because someone as famous as Willow Smith is doing this, you're going to have young women, young men all over the world who now want to practice polyamory because they're going to feel like, oh, this is sexual freedom. Notice how they framed it as such. Like she even says that she doesn't like the traditional way of marriage. Okay, and polyamory, as a matter of fact, has nothing really to do with marriage. Polygamy or polygyny, which I don't know which one is which. I really don't care. But that is a man marrying several different women, and one of them is I'm not really trying to get into that. I'm not trying to get into the dynamics of it because I know some of you are going to come and bring the correction in the comment section as if I really care either way, whether it's polygamy or polygyny. Okay, but polyamory, these are people who are not necessarily married, but they are all stacking up in a relationship that is or can be an intimate relationship, but all parties involved have to agree. Okay, you want to be with this person? Okay, yeah, I agree with that. You want to be with this person? You want to bring this one in too, and that one, and who knows where it ends? Okay, so to me, this sounds like more of a desire. Even Willow Smith's grandmother. I don't. If you get a chance, look at the whole interview. It's on Red Table Talk. But even she alluded to the fact that this sounds more like a sexual thing than anything, right? And she's not really feeling it either. But what happens when you have a lot of celebrities who kind of have situations where they are talking about relationships and talking about things that are happening in people's lives, and they're bringing you to a table or a platform, because there are other celebrities too who have platforms where they're coming across as some type of guru of life. Okay, and a lot of people fall victim to this because they really don't want any real direction. They are not interested in our creator and what he says about things, right? I thought it was kind of interesting how they try to insert God, as the world calls him, into this conversation. They tried to insert him into it as if there's some type of maybe honoring of him in this. Okay. But that is a trick of the enemy to get people's minds all twisted up in all types of debauchery. It is what it is. Making you think that through celebrities, all of this stuff is okay. I mean, it can't be that bad because look at their lives. You see, a lot of times people mistakenly look at the lives of rich people or celebrities and think that, well, the fact that they are rich shows that they are blessed, right? Although the scripture tells you something different. It says a man's life doesn't consist of the abundance of things which they possess. So you can't look at what a person has and make a determination that they are rich because of things or because of stuff that they possess, right? But a lot of young people are being tricked into looking at celebrities or sports stars and people who are famous as some type of go-to person for morals. And many are borrowing their morals from celebrities. And then they'll look at their grandmother or their mother or a church leader or someone who is trying to give them some good and proper righteous instructions. They'll look at a person like that and say, mind your own business, or who are you to judge, or this is none of your business, or change with the times. The times are changing. You see, with changing times, there are consequences to the things that are changing as well, right? Back in the day, I can assure you there weren't as many venereal diseases. You see, there was a shunning at one time of certain types of lifestyles, right? And since no one wants to shun these lifestyles, now you have people embracing every lifestyle. I believe Jada Pinkett in the video said anything goes, right? And so that mindset exists. And of course, I know that there are people who have a secular mindset And so they don't understand. They'll hear someone like me speaking this way, and they feel like you're judging. But at what point do we draw the line on how far you cross over into another realm, okay, of reality as it relates to who you're sleeping with? What type of activity are you performing in bed? You have people now who think it's okay to sleep with animals. At what point do we draw the line? For those of you who have a secular mindset and you think that folk need to mind their own business, this is how I look at things, okay? People can do whatever they want, but there are consequences to whatever you choose to do. This is why when people engage in risque sexual activity, sometimes they get diseases, sometimes they get babies. Sometimes things happen that you don't want to happen because you are doing what you want to do. So when the consequences of what you want to do fall back on you, then you will understand why someone was trying to steer you in the right direction. You have young women out here who don't want their mother or their father telling them what to do, who to sleep with. And so you'll have young women say, well, Mom, you did this, or Dad, you did that, or young men telling their father, Dad, you did this or did that. And you turned out all right. But with changing times, there are different consequences. Like I said before, back in the day, of course, we know that in recent history, there were diseases still, right? But what I'm saying is things are getting worse. Young people don't understand that their consequences are a little bit different than they were 50 or 60 years ago. And so now you have all of these unwanted children and diseases and all kinds of things, and young people who are telling their parents, stay out of my business, mind your own business, you can't tell me what to do, and all of this kind of stuff. Those are the main ones who are saying, Mommy, can you watch my baby? Or Mommy, I'm feeling some kind of way on the inside of my body, can you take me to the doctor? Or a son saying, Daddy, I have an itch that won't go away. Do you have some cream, or can you tell me what to do about this? Now, keep in mind, these were the same young people who said, Mommy, Daddy, stay out of my business. These are the same young people who said, don't tell me what to do, or you can't tell me what to do, right? So that's what's happened in this world, to where they are slowly pulling and tugging away at parental rights and telling young people, look, go explore yourself, find yourself, right? And these young people are going out here finding themselves in the beds of this one and that one and that one and this one, right? Young men dropping their seed on the east side and the west side, the north side and the south side, right? Planting their seed all over the place, making a commitment to no one, not even the children of these relationships that they find themselves in with all of these women that they're dropping their seed in. And so this is all the result of people saying, mind your own business. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Have it your way. That's the result of people having that mindset. And so when you have a celebrity frame things in the way that they did on this round table talk thing, right? When they talk about things in such a nonchalant way, like this is just us and we just, this people coming together, we agree on sexuality and we agree on this, that, and the other. It was interesting how she brought finances in there about helping people. That's put in there as a form of deception to make you think, oh, this is not really about sex. This is about helping people, and we all agree together to help other people. That was put in there too, right? And so when you have a celebrity faced behind some foolishness like this, in which, guess what, we are entitled to our opinion. We have an opinion, just like they have an opinion about something being right or wrong. We can have our opinion about something being right or wrong as well. And it is my opinion that celebrities are putting forth all of these thoughts out here, and people are, and I really can't say fall victim. Early on, I said people are falling victim to it, but I really can't say that everyone is falling victim to it. Maybe some people, some young people who are impressionable, but some people are doing this stuff full well knowing that something is wrong, but they have such a debaucherous mindset that they are willing to cross over to the dark side just to fulfill lustful desire. That's what this is all about. The scripture clearly talks about the lascivious ways that people are going to have in this last day. Men shall be lovers of their own selves more than lovers of the Most High. And so when you become a lover of your own self, that means you love yourself more than you love truth, more than you love the Most High. And so you're going to tend to your own desires before you tend to what he expects of you. He's our creator, but you don't care about what he thinks or what he says. You'll talk that God stuff, but you really don't mean it, right? So you become a lover of your own self, and thus you give yourself permission to do those things that your heart desires, okay? Things that are not righteous in some cases. This is why a man will convince himself that it's okay to abuse his wife because she made him feel a certain way, or a woman will feel that it's okay to be run around Sue or whatever, having all of these different men lined up, and you're going to what is that court called? Paternity court. And you got to line up 3 or 4 different men because you don't know which one is who. And so you're trying to eeny, meeny, miny, mo on who the father is. All of this kind of stuff happens because no one wants to live by any set of rules anymore. There's nothing wrong with rules, okay? Rules in many cases, okay, I know that there are some rules that are bad, okay? But rules for the most part were meant to be put in place to establish boundaries so that people don't overstep. This is why the laws of the Most High Yah, he told people don't sleep with animals, right? And so when you have people say, you know what, I want to erase that rule out of my mind. This is why you have crazy things happening in the world. When you erase the rule that says you're not supposed to eat of abominable flesh, right? You have people out here literally eating themselves to death because they wanted to erase that rule out of their mind. So they eat any and everything. They get all of these sicknesses and diseases because they don't want rules. Okay? You have young people who want to erase the obey your parents rule out of their mind. Okay? And so they go out here into the world and they do things that they know their parents instructed them not to do. Okay? Parents trying to raise up their child in the way that they should go, but that child decides, you know what? I don't like your rules. You told me don't speed in my vehicle, but I'm going to do what I want to do. My friends are doing it. We're going to go to a drag racing hookup and see who can go the fastest. I'm going to get this thing up to 110 if I can. You have young people who literally think like that, like, I don't have to do nothing you say. I know you're my parent, but I don't have to listen to you. And so they erase your rules out of their mind. And so when you have people who have this mindset in this world, this is why everything is out of order. This is why the world is out of control, because no one wants to abide by any set of rules. Right now, the world is living under the mindset of it's your thing, do what you want to do. You see? And so I know that I've kind of got into a whole lot of things concerning Willow Smith and her polyamorous lifestyle. But I wanted to make a point that you have to draw the line somewhere. And right now, people are allowing celebrities to dictate to them what is right and what is wrong. Okay? So people are changing their own minds and hearts over to something that they know deep down inside is not right. Okay? And it's not a sustainable lifestyle for the whole world to think this way. Okay? And even if you felt it was sustainable, I fear my creator more than I do men and women, people. Okay? People can say all they want that there's nothing wrong with this, there's nothing wrong with that. But as long as my creator establishes a guideline of rules and he says, don't do this and don't do that, I'm going to stick to that. Okay? For those of you who want to do your thing, go for the gusto. But in the end, you do have to answer to our creator. Okay? That is what it is. The truth will always be, whether you accept it or like it or not. I am done with this video. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share and like this video. And with that, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.